have this kind of affiliation, I suppose, with stories. It's about placement. It's about placing myself within something that I can then pull from and engaging with a narrative and a story that's perhaps not actually my own, but I can kind of work with it and its kind of substance. Medieval history is something that is a part of the way I build these images, is looking at medieval manuscripts or looking at particularly Italian painting, Piero della Francesca and earlier works, Giotto. So I'm really interested in weaving in history as a way of bringing the characters into different dialogues, playing on this duality between one and another figure, and how there can be quite a lot of tension in that duality. In this particular body of work, I've been focusing a lot more on strong female characters within history. I think that's maybe just happened as a natural progression in terms of how I'm looking at stories. This body of work, I was thinking about love and tragedy on the stage and in theatre. Late last year, I spent a period of time in Italy, and during that time I was looking a lot at commedia dell'arte. When I'm making the paintings, the space itself is very shallow, a backdrop, and then a figure and a floor, and then the props within that are within that space, but it's shallow, it's a stage always. It's never to illustrate the history or the narrative, it's just to use the narrative or the plot as a way of making a new story. Thinking about history as actually a thing that can become material, thinking about history as material and layering that. There is one particular painting which is about the wife of Bath. She is a character in Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. She represents a kind of strong, powerful female character and protagonist within medieval culture. I think the way that I've been drawn to these medieval subjects is, I suppose I'm interested in heritage. I'm also really interested in history in terms of culturally where you sit. I'm interested in that, and I feel like history feeds so well into imagination. I like contextualizing, drawing from my imagination, or contextualizing the drawing within a history that people might know. And I like the idea of people looking at the work and recognizing the snake from Piero della Francesca's St. Michael. There are kind of familiarity for people when they look at the work, developing an image that feels rooted in a history but also has a contemporary scope and a contemporary lens.